storms continuing on today. Level 2 out of 5. You can see some of the active radar. Only one severe thunderstorm on our board. It expires at 5:30 a.m. Central Time. So quickly zoning in on this just to highlight what we have going on. One rogue supercell that's moving just north of the I-94 corridor. If you're in Stockbridge, get ready. It seems like there's going to be some large hail here. The hail size estimated at 1.5 inches.
That's huge.
Yeah, the largest hailstone in terms of reports that I've seen through the overnight early morning hours has been 1.75 inches. So this is up there if that were to verify. So quickly just throwing on our hail now. This is just the radar's estimation of how large that hail would be, and just trying to get a sense. It's showing right around maybe less than 1 inch in diameter for what the radar is estimating is happening right now. Beyond that, though, if you are in spots north of the I-95 corridor, when you think about just one cell, it's good because it comes in and it goes. But to the north, we have a lot more multicellular clusters right near the mitten of Michigan. And so, Craig, that will be a very rainy commute in the next few hours.
And I'll tell you what, with some of these cells, we are getting some pretty decent rain within them. So you may encounter where the windshield wipers are on high, and it's tough to keep up with the amount of rain that's coming down. Haley, this is a continuation from last night, no surprise, and we continue to watch this right along the stalled front. Having said that, look at places across upstate New York. You'd mentioned Michigan. We'll look back over to portions of Illinois as well. Upstate New York, look at the heavy rainfall that is coming down, and a lot of this is going to be over the Adirondacks, the Tug Hill Plateau. Having said that, there is a concern for the snowmelt plus the heavy rainfall. I mean, this is intense, Haley, when it comes to the amount of rainfall. Plus, look at all of the lightning. I mean, this is charged up, so that will likely lead to potential flooding out here as well.
Yeah, it looks like where you have some orographic lift, because the Tug Hill Plateau, you have a little extra elevation here, so it's squeezing out some more rain. And so that's going to be the spot, as you mentioned, Craig, where greatest threat for flash flooding will be, with flood alerts in the forecast.
No kidding. And let's talk about the heat, because a lot of this is fueled by some of the heat that continues to move up to the east. You also showed a graphic there with the moisture. The dew points are going way up. Highs today into the 70s and 80s from Washington clear up into New York. So let's talk about this, because we could see some record highs today. And of course, it is that heat that you will see help to fuel the storms. You'll actually notice more in the way of humidity as well, Haley. This after the front that came through this weekend went all the way down to the south. Different air mass. Now we're getting all of that moisture getting pumped up. So not only are we talking about some warmer temperatures, but it's going to feel different out there today.
Yeah, it's the difference in the positioning of the high.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, we had the high that was more so in the Central Plains, and that was wrapping in more continental, drier air.
Right.
Now with this air mass sitting off of the Atlantic coast, you're pointing it out, it's pulling in more of that Atlantic moisture, and right along the I-10 corridor, some of that Gulf of America moisture. So it's not just hot, it's humid too.
Right.
And dew points already this morning in some spots. We were showing you that graphic on the severe storm analysis into the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Already for the Ohio Valley.
Yeah, early in the morning.
Be gross.
Yeah, absolutely. Feeling gross. Let's give you an example of the rebound that we're experiencing Saturday because of that air mass you were talking about. We only got to 48 degrees. It was beautiful, and it was clear, and it was dry. That was a great day, even though a little bit cooler. Today, we get up to 82, 23 degrees above average, but the feels like temperature is going to be a little bit steamier, I guess. It's going to feel a little bit worse, rather. Highs possible today. We're not going to shatter some of the highs, but we could tie some that go back to 1940 for Carbondale, Illinois. So just an example of all of the heat. Here you go with the forecasted highs. Haley, we're talking 69 Chicago. Here's where we've got the severe storm threat today. Cleveland at 74, Little Rock at 85. Tomorrow, you can see where the cold air is coming through. But overall, it's not like it's a fast-moving system. It's basically blocking that hot, warm, humid air to the south, if you will. Doesn't get a chance to really get the cool air from the north.
Right. This cold front's not going to be as far stretching to get all the way down to South Florida like we saw last week. It's more localized to the northern plains. But it is going to bring the chance for snow, which is just crazy to me. We're not done talking about snow, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But that really is spring season. You have these flip-flops in temperatures. But I will say I'm not mad at getting back into the 70s and 80s because I have been desperate for some warmer weather. But, I mean, it's feeling more like summer. June
I like you
13th.
happy. You're always happy.
I'm not always happy, Craig. I'll tell you that much. But 80-degree weather, that'll make me happy, for sure. But all of this warm air, it's fueling the threat for more severe storms later on this week, heading into Easter weekend. But instead of focusing on the upper Midwest, right in and around the Great Lakes, we're now heading back to the plains, which isn't unusual. The plains really does start to open up this time of year in regards to severe weather. The threat for the next couple of days is in North Texas, western Oklahoma, and then eventually we'll watch that threat actually shift to the north a little bit, getting into Iowa, Missouri.
Yeah.
Even portions of Nebraska I'll
Sure.
be watching. It's two separate lows that are going to be coming in off of the west and strengthening in the plains and fueling that threat for storms. There is a chance for some damaging wind and hail today, but my eyes are really more peeled on Wednesday and eventually Friday. I think
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday could be some of our bigger days.
Yeah, agreed. I think that what we see pop up today in portions of Texas and Oklahoma, probably gusty winds. Will they make it to severe criteria? I don't know, but it's enough for you to feel the impacts. You talked about these two areas of low pressure. The next one that comes in closer to the weekend comes in from the Pacific Northwest, so a lot colder air aloft, a lot more energy to work with, and then you've got that severe storm threat tomorrow. It's a level 2 out of 5 right along the dry line. In fact, they're talking about on the other side of the dry line, the threat for wildfires because the winds will be so gusty and so dry, bumping into that humid air, and boom, we're in business.
I mean, and this is the zone this weekend that had over 50 million people under fire weather alerts in the Central
18
Plains.
states.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, it was bimodal, the southeast and the Central Plains, but the Central Plains still certainly under it. For tomorrow, this dry line will have a pretty strong cap in place for North Texas and Central West Oklahoma, which means it's going to take a little bit longer for those thunderstorms to initiate and reach severe criteria. However, along this warm front, the cap is much weaker, so we'll likely get these storms to fire off earlier. But in contrast, that means that if they can grow and get bigger earlier, then they start to compete with each other and you see a translation more to a damaging wind threat as opposed to a sustained tornado threat. But tornadoes are in the forecast tomorrow, a level 2 out of 5. I'd say the best zone for that is near Wichita Falls, west of Dallas. But still, the Dallas-Fort Worth metro, you are under a threat for severe weather, and with such a populous area, it's important that you stay attuned to the forecast. And the chance is there, Craig, for a very strong tornado, EF2 or greater.
And there's a lot of energy to work with when you look at that specific region, especially into central Oklahoma during that time period. So I completely agree with what you're talking about here. Here's where we talk about, you can see the available energy in those brighter shades of orange and yellow. And then there comes you see where the dry line is and those storms start to fire up. Then you watch for that cluster and those winds, strong winds out of that.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to cluster and start to head off towards the east. We'll be tracking